Welcome back to another episode of Run the Tape. Three dudes, one game, and all the tape. I'm your boy Liam.
Your boy Kai.
And I'm here, Griff here.
Took him a second. With yesterday, the trade deadline wrapped up in the NBA. A lot of big moves have happened. A lot of teams staying quiet during the trade deadline. Some teams making moves that some people liked, some people didn't. Let's jump straight into it, man.
Yeah, NBA trade deadlines is always super exciting.
Yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't as exciting as last year. You can't be, the
Yeah.
most infamous trade
Of all time.
Of all time.
Maybe in all of sport.
But, a lot of things did happen, and I was excited by it. So,
Yeah.
let's get into it, man. Let's dive straight into it.
So, what's the first trade we should talk about?
First trade we should talk about is the Memphis Grizzlies.
Trading Jaren Jackson to the Utah Jazz
Yep.
in exchange for what they get in return.
Walter Clayton, George Niang, Eric Gordon, and 3 firsts.
And 3 firsts.
And 3 firsts.
Wow.
Yes.
What a haul.
Yeah. I will say the 3 firsts were not all Grizzlies first.
Yeah.
I think there was one Lakers, one Grizzlies, and one other one, I believe. But yeah, that was the haul that the Grizzlies got.
That's an insane haul to get for. I mean, Jaren Jackson's a good player. Don't get me wrong.
Jaren
but
Jackson Jr. He was worth the 3, I would say.
Yeah, but also getting Walter Clayton. You said Eric Gordon.
No way.
Walter
Clayton, George Niang, and Eric Gordon.
They got Eric Gordon from Utah. I thought he was on Philly or whatever. Am I bugging?
No, he might have been on some of the team. I don't know.
But
It was definitely that Jaren Jackson Jr. move was definitely the move I was definitely most surprised by. Just because this is a Jazz team that does not even have a true identity yet, and you're trading for a win now piece when this Jazz team barely has any identity whatsoever right now.
Oh, 100% agree with that. Like when teams typically trade in 3 firsts, it's teams typically that are willing to contend right away. We saw that with the Minnesota Timberwolves going for Rudy Gobert. Obviously, Desmond Bane recently going for 4. With the Magic going for, to contend now.
yeah,
And what's the one other one again? Oh,
Mikal.
obviously Mikal Bridges as well.
yeah,
Going
5
for
first round.
5 firsts. Like these are all trades.
Which was a bad trade, by the way.
We'll see.
Still up in the air.
Yeah, because the trades haven't even the picks
Panned
haven't
out
really yet. The picks didn't pan out yet, so you can't really say if it's good or bad.
Mikal Bridges is a good player, man.
But nonetheless, it was still really weird to see the Jazz, I don't know, kind of put themselves out there like this because it just didn't really make sense.
Yeah, I
agree.
mean it's definitely interesting. I mean, I think it's an upgrade for the Jazz, but it's also like you're saying, it's a win now move for a team that's not a win now team. Again, just to reiterate what you're saying, they're still trying to find their identity, man. I especially in a competitive Western Conference. I think this is a good building piece, but
I mean, I will say I do like that the Jazz are an up and coming team,
Yeah.
regardless of what people say. Obviously, you have
Keontae
players-
George.
Yeah, exactly.
Keontae
bro.
George
Like
is
Laurie
playing out his
Markkinen,
mind.
Bryce Sensabaugh,
yep,
and then hopefully Ace Bailey if he develops.
Ace
Yeah.
Bailey, yeah.
Like obviously, this is a good young core to start off with, and adding a player like Jaren Jackson Jr. does make your team better, and it overall makes a better future for the Jazz. I just don't think that you're at that position yet. Maybe try and get a superstar first, and then build around that with players like Jaren Jackson Jr. But at the moment, you're just not at that place. So I give that trade like a B-.
B-.
Yeah. What do you think?
B- for the Jazz. You're saying.
Yeah.
What do you think for the Grizzlies?
For the Grizzlies, I think the Grizzlies they get a B+ because I think they're
Committing to the rebuild.
committing to the rebuild. You were already looking to ship out Jaren Jackson Jr. and you got the exact haul that you wanted in the first place. So I think it's a win.
I'm sorry, wait, just remember, how many of those picks were Utah's picks? And any of them, or
Just one
just one? See, that's actually
at 2027.
that's not bad.
It's not bad.
That's not bad
That's not
to
bad.
give up really only one first round pick that's yours. Yeah, I mean, I'm comfortable with that B- range. I don't see what it's going to do for you right now. But I think that I'm still very high on Jaren Jackson, obviously Defensive Player of the Year. And yeah, I think that Memphis, I don't want to say Memphis won the trade, but they got exactly what they needed to get for Jaren Jackson. So
I agree with that.
yeah.
There's also something intriguing, though, about this current starting lineup, the way it's looking, with Keontae George, having Ace Bailey, and then having a really big lineup that does play defense, but also has the ability to stretch the floor with Laurie, with, Jaren, and then Walker at that 5 with the elite rim protection. So
Yeah.
it's not a bad looking lineup whatsoever. And this isn't like one of those trades where I'm like, oh, the Jazz effed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
But it's definitely an intriguing move. And this is a move for the Jazz that could potentially make them a play-in team.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, Jaren Jackson Jr. is a solidified NBA player, man. You know what he can do. Just that, like,
He's their best player.
currently, I don't know, Laurie Markkinen.
I'm taking JJJ over Laurie any day of the week.
Dude,
close.
I wouldn't go as far as to say that.
I don't know. It's close. It'll go either way.
I love Laurie Markkinen scoring, man. He's also a 3-and-D player as well. Like, I don't know. Also, like, he's like what, 7 feet tall.
Yeah, he's 7'1".
He's 7'1".
Damn, he's 7'1".
Yeah,
Dude,
he's
7'1".
huge.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. This is a big lineup.
like Laurie Markkinen is good, man.
I would have said he was like, he moves like he's 6'9", bro. That's insane.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's 7'1".
Yeah, that's really
So
that's-
like, yeah, I mean, I'm taking Laurie Markkinen, but still, no discredit. But yeah,
It's
let's.
so interesting. Laurie was a guy who started his career sort of bouncing around. Obviously, he was a part of that
Chicago.
trade with Chris Dunn. And then he went to Chicago first.
Yep.
And then he played well, but didn't really have a good sophomore year. And then he went where? He went to whatever. He was on Cleveland at one
Cleveland,
point. Yeah. I think that's it, right?
yeah, Cleveland Bulls.
Cleveland, and then Cleveland.
Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I think in the beginning of his career, it wasn't expected out of him to be the player that he is today,
Yeah.
right? And
I mean, he was a lottery pick.
Yeah, he was.
He was supposed to be very good.
That's true. I don't know. When he first came in the league, I didn't expect much out of him, and then he turned out to be something way better than I thought.
definitely way
but-
better.
Yeah, I'm always rooting for him, man.
Yeah.
What finish, right?
Yeah, he is finished.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
and
for
he was
them.
balling out for their team last year in the Olympics.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's go into another really, really big trade that happened over this trade deadline. Let's talk about the Cavs and the Clippers.
Probably, I think the biggest trade of the trade deadline.
Arguably, 100%.
Arguably,
right?
arguably.
Two big stars being traded for one another. And I think we have to give Griffin a shout out on this, man. And literally calling this trade, saying that in an earlier podcast, saying that Darius Garland for James Harden might be a win-win for both teams.
And you're exactly right. I feel the exact same way as I did before.
Yeah, I think this is Cleveland screaming that we want to win now. I
Oh,
think
100%.
now with having Harden, Evan Mobley, and Jarrett Allen finally have someone to work with who knows how to play with a big as a lob threat. And this is a huge, huge move for Cleveland.
Yeah.
And it's a win now move. And I
And
love it. I
so-
love it.
To put a little more context to it, Donovan Mitchell is on an expiring deal, 2 years left.
Harden is as well.
Harden is as well, right? And rumor on the street was Donovan Mitchell wasn't going to re-sign unless the Cavs are able to make a run in the playoffs this season. And Darius Garland was obviously having a down year compared to what he was doing last year.
It was actually interesting that reports also said that Donovan Mitchell requested the Cavs to go get James Harden.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
And not only that, I thought it was respectfully the best move for them.
Yeah, at this moment, yeah.
So
Yeah. And it was reportedly they didn't like playing with each other. And I
Yeah.
think it was pretty obvious just from the eye test that Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell really never worked out.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a good move for both franchises. Obviously, the Clippers are starting a bit of a rebuild doing this.
But finally getting some youth, man. Like they just needed to get younger at this point. And they finally went out and did it. And getting Darius Garland, who I think, he has potential to be a real star in this league.
Yeah, on a good deal as well for 3 years. Like you're getting a good.
I mean,
young
it is a
star.
ton of money.
Definitely a ton of money. But
Yeah.
hey,
But he does have his injury concerns, Garland. And
of course. But like I said, to go younger and to get out potential, which is what the Clippers need right now, I think it's perfect for both sides. So honestly, for the Cavs, I give it A minus. For the Clippers, I give it a B plus.
Yeah,
I'm comfortable with that as well.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think I'll go A- on both ends. Like they both got exactly kind of what they needed. I think the Clippers, maybe you're sacrificing a little bit of now, but let's be honest, they're not real contenders right now, you know. So, and they're kind of looks like they're committing to a rebuild with also the Zubac trade. The only player they have left is Kawhi from that 2020. What was it? 2024, 2025, 2024 Clippers team. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's a good direction for the Los Angeles Clippers. They desperately needed this.
For sure.
Definitely. And actually, after this trade, Cleveland was just ranked the team to come out of the East right now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Most
Which,
odds.
honestly, I can see. I really could see Cleveland making a push with this roster they have.
Yeah. Also adding onto the Cavs, also adding players like Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis to the
Yeah.
team. These are good assets to come into the playoffs with. So
Yeah.
100%. And you kind of look at their lineup overall, and they really have very little weakness. You know, they're very well coached. They're big, good defensively, good shooting. They have Sam Merrill also coming off the bench, Dean Wade. They have solid bench pieces as well.
Yeah.
Jalen Tyson, who's been
He's been
balling,
balling,
out,
man.
balling out. This Cleveland team is dangerous for sure.
Yeah.
agreed. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about another.
You want to just go into the other Clippers trade? Since
Yeah,
we're
the
already
Zubac
there.
trade.
Yeah, why not? Let's do
Yeah.
it. Since we're talking about the Clippers, let's talk about the Pacers and Clippers trade. Clippers obviously receiving Benedict Mathurin,
Isaiah Jackson.
Isaiah Jackson, and who else?
2 first-round picks, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, 2 firsts.
This for me is another win-win trade. Honestly, I think Benedict Mathurin was, he was good on the Pacers, especially these past 2 seasons, but they needed the big after the loss of Miles Turner, right? That's really been a huge loss for them. And Zubac is one of the premier bigs in the NBA right now. I don't think this obviously doesn't put him in contention, especially without Tyrese Halliburton. But next year, the Pacers, if this offseason they go out and get some other pieces to surround Pascal and Zubac and Tyrese with, I think they got the big that they needed. And the Clippers, again, got younger, which is what they needed. They're not wasting Zubac's career there. And I really do like what Benedict Mathurin has done with his game. Really good on defense. He's finding more offense
Another
as it goes on
3-and-D
and on.
player,
Another
like-
3-and-D player, but he can even go get a bucket now, like more than he ever could.
Definitely.
I'm going to be fully honest. I think the Clippers definitely won this trade, and I'm not a fan of what the Pacers did bringing Zubac in.
Really?
I think this season specifically, Zubac has been a defensive liability, and him going to the Pacers, which is probably a top 3 fastest playing team in the NBA, I don't know how that's going to look just because of Zubac's motor alone, but also his foot speed defensively, which has been a problem for him.
Yeah, you bring up a very good point. I definitely agree with that. Like he's definitely regressed this season. We haven't seen the Zubac that we have been seeing for the past 2-3 seasons from him in the Clippers organization, and like you said, with this fast-paced kind of offense that the Pacers do have, it's going to be hard for me to see him transition. I do like it from the Clippers side. Obviously, Benedict Mathurin is just an all-around elite scorer.
Yeah, and a great defender too.
And a great defender, and I think that bids perfectly well for the Clippers and what they need right now.
100%. And people forget how good Benedict Mathurin was in the postseason last year. He was great.
Oh, I mean, fantastic. I mean, he was a crucial role for them going to the finals last year.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Pushing into Game 7 in the finals. He was fantastic. So shout out to him. Hopefully, he has a good run in his
With the Los Angeles Clippers.
Yeah.
With this Zubac trade, though, I can see Tyrese Halliburton next season averaging 13, 14 assists.
Yeah, he's going to have a really, really big lob threat down there now.
Definitely. And off the pick and roll, too, that's going to be dangerous.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, shout out the Clippers, shout out the Pacers. Let's get into some other trades. Let's get into the Washington Wizards, who had a very, very interesting.
Very active trade deadline.
They were extremely active this trade deadline.
Yeah.
Just trades overall this season was a lot for them.
Yeah.
Obviously, prior to the trade deadline, you get a player like Trae Young on your team.
The absolute fleecing of Atlanta.
Yeah, which we'll get to that later. But getting Trae Young and then adding a player like Anthony Davis onto your team, getting D'Lo, Dante Exum, like.
What are they doing? Like, I don't know. I personally, I look at the Wizards, right? I don't understand where they're trying to go with this trade deadline, with the acquisition of Anthony Davis. We all know how good Anthony Davis can be, but I'm not understanding what direction they're really trying to take. It has to be win now with Davis. It has to be, because there is no other window for him. Right, and he's only losing value with the large contract that he has. I don't know. I was not a fan of the Wizards trade deadline.
I mean, there's definitely an argument on the other side, though, that Trae Young, Anthony Davis, and Alex Sarr is kind of a dream pairing. You know what I mean? The lob threat, just overall pick and roll as well. Like it could look pretty good, and with a young core, it's important to have veterans. You know.
For me, this is like a D kind of trade, man. Especially with not really pertaining to the Trae Young trade, because I feel like they did pretty well with that. But just strictly talking about the Dallas Mavericks trade, that trade looks more like an F to me. Like, you're not like, this team is obviously like rebuilding. You guys, they're clearly not in contention. You have like some solid pieces that you gave away to the Mavericks, and what'd you get? You got Anthony Davis.
They didn't get rid of any of their good young pieces. What do you mean?
Didn't they trade AJ Johnson?
That's not one of their main pieces, man. AJ Johnson has been a project, and he just has not panned out.
But it's like still
The Wizards still have all of their young core, and they've all played well this season. All of them.
Not enough to like move me. And then it's like, what do you get? You're getting Anthony Davis, who's still injured right now, and even if he comes back, like, how good is he gonna be? It's not gonna be that exciting for me to get moved. Like, oh my god, like we're stuck on this like name value of Anthony Davis, and it's like, dude, even when he plays next year, he's not gonna give you much anyway. He's gonna give you like another 30 games, and it's like, dude, why would you pick somebody up if you're a rebuilding team for someone who's clearly at the end of the line?
You would have said the same thing though about Kawhi last year. You would have last offseason. You would have said the same exact thing about him. If AD comes back and plays 50, 60 game and is ready for playoffs, that's a dangerous team.
Aren't you a big availability guy?
Of course I am.
He's like literally the opposite of it.
Of course. Yeah, I trust me.
Look what
I
he's
know.
done with the Dallas Mavericks. Like he did nothing.
Yeah.
And he was
was
their
hurt.
first option, and he was bad. There were so many games where he was just putting up single-digit numbers, lazy on defense. Like, he wasn't doing anything. Let's be realistic, man.
What
like,
team
this is not
would
the same
suit
Anthony Davis?
What team would suit Anthony Davis best? Because I was trying to think about that, like in terms of his Wizards trade. Like, obviously he was in Dallas, who was trying to go into a rebuild after the whole Luka debacle, right? He gets traded to the Wizards, who are also like, they're not. The rebuild is kind of in the second half part where they have their young assets they want to move forward with, but then you get a guy like Davis who's win now. So I don't know. I think it's a strange fit. Where's the ideal fit for Anthony Davis? Is it a win now team, or does he have to be a veteran on a young team?
I mean, at this point, I don't know. I think maybe like Detroit would be a good fit for Anthony Davis.
Like be a power forward behind.
Go back to the 4.
I guess so.
So yeah, win now situation basically.
You're acting like AD isn't one of the best players in the league when he's healthy.
Me?
Yeah.
I've never said that.
You didn't have to. You didn't have to say it. But look, he has his issues. Like, he hasn't played.
I just don't think it's fair to critique him on his tenure with the Mavericks whatsoever.
Why not? That's like
Because
the most
he was
recent
hurt.
we've seen. Yeah, of course.
He
like,
wasn't well conditioned. And he's coming off a huge trade still that is clearly still in his head bothering him.
And then he got traded again.
Yeah, he got traded again. Yeah.
And he's still hurt. So literally nothing has changed.
Listen, I think they're obviously not a contender. I agree with that.
Obviously.
Yeah, far from it.
But I think with this young core developing, having AD and Trey is a dream pairing. I really do.
This
I
is
think
like-
they'll play very well together.
It's like a dream pairing in 2019. If you got them in 2019, I would have been like, yo, this is like clearly like a playoff genius right now, bro. Like they're gonna be great. But this is 2026. Like this is well washed.
Yeah,
But
I don't know.
I will say the best part about this is that the Wizards didn't give up any firsts. That's it. Like you held on to your most valuable asset, and for that is a win.
I feel like you're very high on the Wizards.
Yeah, I really like their young core.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
are-
I like
Anyone
Keyshawn
specifically?
George.
Keyshawn George.
I love Trey Johnson. I said to you the other day, Trey Johnson's going to be one of the better shooting guards in the league.
You did say that.
And one of the best shooters in the NBA, period. And Alex Sarr has been playing well, playing good ball.
Yeah, we understand that like Alex Sarr is really he's their best player.
Yeah. And Bub Carrington's decent too. Like they have young, good pieces, and they're all like 20, 21 years old. And I don't
Yeah.
think it's fair to like critique this Wizards team right now when they're just so young.
It's just like I agree that their young assets are really good and they could develop and blossom into something great, but it's just like the trade itself, adding players like D'Angelo Russell and Anthony Davis and Dante Exum doesn't make sense. I guess you're adding veteran presence, but like I don't know.
But how does it hurt the Wizards bringing AD on when number one, you didn't give up much, and number two, AD's great when he's healthy? I just don't understand why you're critiquing the Wizards so much.
I think
for
because
this.
it's like, why go out and get this big contract? You know, like
they can afford it.
I understand, but like,
But
then
now back to back
why-
big contracts.
why didn't Dallas keep Anthony Davis? It's to me like Dallas and the Wizards are almost in the same situation in terms of the rebuild process.
I completely disagree. I think
Really?
the Wizards are way higher as far as rebuild.
Why? Cooper
Because-
Flag's been looking like a straight stud, especially since
Wait,
the
who?
disappearance of Anthony Davis.
Cooper
He's
Flag.
been Cooper Flag,
Okay, yeah.
dude. Cooper Flag's been looking like an absolute.
No,
stud.
obviously, yeah, but that's it. That's their young core. The Wizards have years of draft where they've drafted young players that are starting to look good.
But I love the potential of Cooper Flag way more than any of the potential of.
And
any
you got to
Wizard
think
player
Lively
at all.
has yet to play yet,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I think Lively has a really high ceiling as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, let's go to another trade.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Do you want to get into your
Sure.
Hawks?
Let's just do it.
All
Let's-
right,
let's
let's
rip
get
off
into
the Band-Aid,
Let's rip off the
man.
Band-Aid, man. The Hawks, very active this trade deadline.
They made
Hawks,
some big moves.
some big
Yeah.
moves.
Jock Landell, Australian big, had 26 points,
26
11
points.
rebounds, 4 blocks, and 5 assists last
Career
night.
high. He actually played really well.
They actually said this on the broadcast. He thought he was going to Utah, but then he was sent to Atlanta for cash, and he ended up driving from Memphis to Atlanta, and then the next day he played and had his best game of his career. It's just an awesome story.
That is a pretty awesome story. I didn't even hear about that, but that's a pretty awesome story.
But that was that's the move you were talking about, right?
Oh, absolutely not. The ones I was talking about was Gabe Vincent, Kuminga, CJ McCollum, Buddy
Buddy
Hield, and then the list goes on.
Let's talk about the Kuminga. Why not?
All right.
Let's
All right.
the
Kuminga,
big
but-
one.
Kuminga, Buddy Hield for Porzingis. What
So
do you
I-
grade this for both franchises?
It doesn't matter what I think. It matters what you think. So let's hear your grade.
Yeah, I think shipping off Porzingis was definitely the right decision. I mean, he's coming off an expiring deal, which is why the Warriors did it. But this was a guy who was barely showing up, barely playing, obviously dealing with his pot stuff and other various injuries that just have been lingering for the past 5 years
Yeah.
or more. But yeah, I've obviously never been the biggest fan of Jonathan Kuminga. I haven't loved his attitude on the Warriors. Obviously, he was never given that bigger
How much
role.
do you like Jonathan Kuminga?
He's been one of my least favorite players in the NBA for
That's so
many
crazy.
years.
I would have said you were the biggest fan of his, but
Yeah.
I might be recalling that wrong.
Yeah. I don't personally understand it, and I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we know what Kuminga brings, his athleticism.
But in all seriousness, what about like the acquisition of Buddy Hield? Because I actually don't think Buddy Hield's a bad player.
No, he's not a bad player
No,
at
he's
all.
not.
And
I think
obviously, we traded Luke Kennard to the Lakers, so it's good to get a shooter back. And the Hawks right now have some decent shooters. We got Hield now. We have Kispert.
Why did you guys do the Gabe Vincent trade? I don't understand that at all.
It was literally for the second. I don't understand what you guys were doing.
We're trying to get again. The Hawks are trying to rebuild as well right now, like
Yeah.
having like that kind of low key rebuild, but while still sort of
It's like
trying to win
winning a little
games.
bit.
It's like
Yeah.
a low key
Yeah.
rebuild, but you're not getting that much in return. Like I feel like you could have got more for Luke Kennard. I feel like you could have got. I mean, I guess.
I mean, again,
guess
you're talking about a guy who's on a
cashed in
1 year
for-
deal. He has half a season left on his contract. You know what I'm
I
saying?
guess you also cashed in on Porzingis because you got more than you should have.
Yeah.
if we're being honest.
The only thing I'll say about this trade is that with Jalen Johnson and Kuminga on the court, I feel like that's a lot to handle from a defensive perspective, just because of how physically dominant that is. From an athleticism standpoint, from a strength and speed standpoint, that's the
Matchup-wise.
only thing.
Yeah, matchup-wise.
matchup wise, it's tough, 100%. And it's Kuminga's a great lob threat for Jalen, 100%.
Surprised you like gave Kuminga some credit.
Yeah.
I'm actually shocked too. I've never heard him say
Listen,
a
he's-
good thing about
He's
him.
on my team now. I have to.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
to.
He's a Kuminga guy now.
I'm
I'm gonna get this guy a Kuminga jersey. How about that?
not?
It will not be worn.
I honestly, Kuminga's probably going to be shipped off this offseason as well. I don't think he's going to be a staple in what Atlanta does going forward.
I hope he stays.
They
there
probably
for
just
a
like
long
needed to
time.
get some in return, so they can like. You said I hope he stays.
Yeah, I hope he stays for like years.
yeah.
That'd be so funny. That'd be like a 10 out of 10.
But I don't know. For me, the craziest thing wasn't even the Warriors trade. It was the shipping Luke Kennard for Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent has had an absolutely terrible 2 years with the Los Angeles Lakers. Regressed immensely. Wait. Regressed immensely from his time with the Miami Heat. I think it's probably what you said. They knew they were getting a shooter back, so they were like, all right, we can give up a shooter. But I think this also helps the Lakers. The Lakers needed the shooting, right?
Yeah.
Gabe Vincent wasn't giving anything to you.
But that's all Luke Kennard brings. Just shooting.
Yeah,
And,
no.
That's true.
We once considered him a 3-and-D player,
No,
but
no,
now
no,
he's
no,
just
no.
three.
Not true.
He's
Yeah.
just three. He's
Yeah.
just three.
Just a
and by
three-player.
the way, having statistically one of the greatest 3-point shooting seasons in NBA history at 49%.
Yeah, 49%.
3.5 attempts a game.
Yeah. True shooting also like off the charts. Like Luke Kennard is shooting crazy out of that rock.
It's unbelievable. It's interesting, though. The Lakers fans are giving Rob Pelinka a lot of flack right now from how little he did during the trade deadline. Because the Lakers, that was their one move.
I know. Well, yeah, they did need to do a lot more, but it's difficult,
Definitely. And obviously, this offseason is when they'll probably do most of their work after LeBron decides what he's going to do. But yeah,
So it's a real stalemate with the Lakers right now with the whole LeBron thing. Like, it's just $52 million. Not that he's obviously second best player, but it's just.
But I will say, like, this Lakers team, now that like Austin Reeves has come back.
yeah,
to
he's
the-
not their
to the-
second best player. He's their third best player.
Oh yeah.
But like now that Austin Reeves has officially come back to the roster, and him dropping 30,
He
his
balled
first
out last night against the Sixers. Comeback win.
comeback win, putting up 13 points in the fourth on minute restrictions. Could be a turnaround for the Lakers. Could be a turnaround, especially also adding Luke Kennard, which you needed 3-point shooting.
The guy who said the Lakers are contenders.
Yeah, that's not bad.
We've yet to see Austin Reeves actually perform in the playoffs, though. But
True, but
if
hey,
Austin
you
Reeves
only
shows
give him
that
one
shot making ability in the playoffs, then the Lakers.
I mean,
the Lakers could be dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, we still have to like see like the Lakers because like I
Gotta see
think
some
the Lakers
defense.
that's the biggest struggle that they have right now.
Yeah.
Is their defense sucks and they have no big presence in the slightest. Having DeAndre Ayton and Jackson Hayes is like not even remotely a needle mover. At this point, like you are begging Jared Vanderbilt to come back, which is
Crazy.
Which is crazy
Yeah, because Jared Vanderbilt has no offense to his game at all.
at all. So
They have these just Lakers got a bunch of one-dimensional players, and it's just not a good mix right now.
exactly.
Um,
But hey, I still like the trajectory that they're going, but still needs some help. And we'll see how the Lakers finish off their season.
Yeah.
But all right, next trade that I want to talk about is the Boston Celtics and the Chicago Bulls. Now, the Boston Celtics trading away
Anthony Simons, Chris Boucher, whatever it is.
Yep.
Xavier Tillman.
And then for return they got Nikola Vucevic, which former All-Star.
If this was 2017, I'd be psyched. I'd be like, let's go. But it's not.
But hey. I think this is still a good addition for the Boston Celtics. You've upgraded your front court. Your front court has obviously gotten better, which is the biggest need for the Boston Celtics up until that point. And obviously you took a little hit in your backcourt, but your backcourt was still pretty solid to begin with. Obviously
You have a lot of backcourt players.
You have a lot of backcourt players. You have
Derek White,
Pritchard, Jaylen Brown,
Tatum, which
which is mixed. But I mean, the same point. It still stands.
Yeah.
Like what you needed at the end of the day was front court play, and that's exactly what you did. And now I see this Boston Celtics team as a way more complete team.
Yeah.
You know,
with the loss of Porzingis and Horford in the offseason, losing two bigs that can shoot the ball at a really high clip, and then to get Vucevic,
who's also a shooter,
who's also high clip, big. This is the Joe Mazzulla system working its way out. This is Brad Stevens' genius coming together once again, flipping Drew Holiday for Anthony Simons for Vucevic, and then saving, I think it was like $400 million from last season.
Yeah.
Like they were paying $500 million in luxury tax. Now they're paying $140 or something like that. It's just like Brad Stevens continues to amaze us. Is he not already a Hall of Famer? I think he is. You can't tell a story of the NBA without him. He's absolute genius as a GM, as a coach. He does it again.
He does it again. Yeah, I personally have to give this trade an A.
Ooh.
I give it an A because this is exactly what you needed. And if you're looking at the market right now, that is that's literally damn near the perfect player that they needed this trade deadline, and they got him.
I will say this though, I think I really think Anthony Simons is a hell of a player, and he was good.
He was balling. He was really scoring
right?
a lot, and he was playing really well. But I
think his potential is really high. But that he getting a player that fits in the system, especially once Tatum comes back, and especially since you lost two great shooting bigs, and they still have Keita, whatever, who's also been playing solid. Like it's a very well-rounded team.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing with Vucevic though is the defense. It has
There's
not been there for many years now. But yeah, as you brought it up, his ability to stretch the floor and shoot. Vucevic has that in his bag, but also his post game, vintage Vucevic in the post. It's there. You know what I mean? And I think this is a good move for the Celtics for sure. And it's a win now move. And I think he's a guy who can get you 20, 25 on any given night still. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
For sure.
And yeah, it's a good move. Brad Stevens does his thing once again.
Yeah. But let's go to the other side of this trade. The Chicago Bulls.
Oh
Obviously,
my goodness.
The Chicago Bums.
I've already expressed my feelings about the Chicago Bulls.
Which I loved.
And not only do they prove me right yet again, they prove themselves time and time and again. This franchise is abysmal. Clearly don't know what the hell they're doing. Clearly these trades for the Chicago Bulls clearly show us that, like, listen, we are going to tank.
100%.
This whatever they did failed. We know they failed. We don't even want to try and win, which at this point in time is good, because you, as an NBA franchise, you never want to be in the middle. The
Yeah.
middle is probably the worst place you want to be as an NBA franchise, because you're not bad enough to get a good draft pick, and you're not good enough to win. So being in that middle spot is literally the worst place that they could have been. So actually participating in losing was probably the best thing they could have done, but they really threw away everything.
Yeah,
they threw away any possibility that they could conceive of.
Any light
out
at the end of the
door.
tunnel? Any light at the end of the tunnel? That's really gone
That's
now.
gone. Absolutely, like, thrown out. Forget about it. Like, trash.
Yeah.
Like,
This team is for sure going into a full rebuild.
absolute rebuild.
And yeah, they don't have one true big on their entire roster right now, which you cannot say about any other NBA franchise.
Their tallest player is 6'9".
It's unreal.
Unreal. They have, what is
Little
it? Like,
PJ Tucker action.
they have 8 guards on their team. To to list them off, I mean, obviously, Jaden Ivey, Rob Dillingham, Colin Sexton, Anthony Simons, like what
Trey Jones.
Trey Jones, like, what's going on? Like, why these players? Like,
Listen, like you said, this is I would feel good if I were a Bulls fan right now, because they are about to start losing a ton of games and they're going into a full decline. And hopefully they can get a good pick. You know,
Yeah.
this is a very stacked class, and I think that's what their mindset is. It's time
The
to
problem,
fully rebuild.
the problem though, is this whole draft process doesn't even reward losing as much as it used to. Which, you know, I already have. I think I already have a little bit of a problem with that. Like, you know, but that's besides the point.
yeah, going back to this, like, when you're trying to, like, rebuild, the best thing to do when breaking apart your team is to at least get draft assets.
To accumulate.
Assets enough to rebuild. And they couldn't even do that.
Yeah.
You couldn't even do the one thing that most NBA franchises do when they try to tank, and it's get picks. No, all you did was get guards.
Yeah.
Like, who needs that? What team is looking to trade with the Chicago Bulls anymore?
I think the biggest mistake the Bulls made was trading Caruso for Giddey straight up, because Caruso was a guy who at that time was worth 2 first round picks,
100%.
arguably more.
I would have traded 3. Easy.
You brought in another young player who has a ton of flaws to his game and is just not the player you needed or what you needed as a franchise.
Yeah, trust me, I'm a big Giddey guy. Like, I like how Giddey plays. I think he's a great playmaker. But at this point in time with the Chicago Bulls, this is a complete and utter mess. Like, this is disastrous. You're only going to this this draft with what? 2 first rounders, barely even. Like, you have your own, and what else?
No idea.
Nothing. You have nothing. Like, this
I
is
have
terrible.
nothing. You seen those videos?
But like I said, this is just terrible. I give this trade deadline for them like an F. This is by far an F.
And it would have been one thing if they were able to flip all the young assets that they
Yeah,
got.
if they got Vooch for picks, I would have been okay
But
with
even
that.
like if they were able to flip Anthony Simons before the deadline was up, or Jaden Ivey before the deadline was up, you know, that would have meant more to me than having these guys right now. Like,
Yeah, like a Rob Dillingham, like,
all right,
What?
and don't even get me started on Rob Dillingham.
What are we doing?
Don't even get me started on that
are
guy.
you serious?
Yeah.
So is there not one person on this Bulls team right now that you're excited about moving forward?
Anthony Simons for sure, but I think I don't think he's gonna stay at Bull.
Even still, it was like, come on, like,
He's not winning you games.
he's not winning you games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, this is a nothing trade. This means nothing to me, and you didn't make your future any better. This is an absolute F trade deadline for the Chicago Bulls. Absolute F failure sucked.
They have to flip these guys this offseason or by next trade
A
deadline.
bunch of these players are also on expiring deals.
It
Like
just doesn't make sense right now.
like Jaden Ivey's going into a contract year. You're probably going to ship him off. Like what's going on?
Yeah.
Terrible.
And even with a guy
Stinky.
like Kobe White, who is an unbelievable offensive talent,
Didn't even get to him, bro.
didn't even get anything back.
They got nothing back. They pretty much gave him to the Hornets for free. Pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
nothing. To a Hornets team that is rolling.
Rolling
8 games in a row.
8 games in a row
In the play-in,
in the play. and
finally.
could go farther. I'm telling you,
Yeah, we
I'm
talked
seeing
about
6
this.
seed, man. I'm seeing 6 seed.
I think they stick in the play-in.
I see higher. I see higher. But yeah, stinky, absolute F. Let's go. Speaking of the Hornets, let's go into them. Obviously, we already touched on it. Them getting Kobe White and Mike Conley. What do we think about that, boys?
Well, Mike Conley's not on the team.
I mean, not on the team anymore. But
Yeah.
yeah, maybe Kobe White.
Yeah, having Kobe White in your team doesn't hurt. It really doesn't. He plays defense, shoots the ball at a high clip. I like it a lot. I
like it a
really,
lot.
really do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if and he probably will come off the bench, but honestly, that's great.
That's okay.
That's
That's
more
okay.
than okay.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. If he has sort of that 6-man role, he's going to thrive. 100%.
For sure.
Yeah. Hornets are looking good. I'm telling you. Like I said on our last episode, I think the Hornets are in their best spot ever
Yeah.
in their whole franchise history.
That's not even crazy to say.
Yeah.
That's not crazy to say at all. What do you have to say about the trade?
No, I 100% agree. I think the Hornets got a good one in Kobe White. I think they're moving in the right direction. Bunch of young pieces, young head coach who's obviously got them moving the way they should be moving. I think we talked about earlier in the year, they have a really fast-paced offense, and it's working well for them with the pieces that they have. I think they're moving in the right direction, you know. I don't know what their salary situation is, but I can't imagine they don't have any max contracts on their
pretty good
payroll.
to me.
It's
man.
it's good.
So
It's good.
they're, you know, I would like to see what they do in this next offseason, but it would be awesome if they were able to get a playoff spot this season.
They had such a good draft last year. Con Knipple, Ryan Kalkbrenner,
yeah.
Sion James, all contributing to this success. I love it. I love the Hornets right now.
Oh yeah. There's not much that you cannot say about what they're doing. Right
and
now.
they're beating good teams. They're beating good teams. That's the thing. It's not even like they're beating the bottom feeders.
Blew out the Rockets last night.
Blew out the Rockets, beat OKC.
Horrible defensive display from them.
Don't get me started with the Rockets right now. Like they look absolute.
Yeah, we can
garbage.
talk about that like as our last thing.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. But I mean, also a team that didn't make any trades.
When
They
they
still never brought in
definitely
that
needed
guard
to.
they needed.
Yep.
Nope.
And they were a lot available as we saw.
yeah.
There was a ton available, and they didn't get one.
A ton. And they were just giving them out for free.
Yeah,
Guard here, guard there, and
You
the
could've
Rockets
got-
didn't jump on it.
you could have got.
You know how
anything.
helpful it would have been for them to have a guy like Colin Sexton? And I'm not the biggest Colin Sexton guy, but that's
just to-
exactly what they need.
Yeah, but just to have him on
Just
your
to have
team,
him.
like I do like Reed Shepard, and I think he's developing into a good player, but he's not facilitating and giving you the things that you need to win.
100%. All they needed was a veteran guard. That's really all they needed to become a contender.
Dang, what? Imagine if they signed Mike Conley,
I was thinking that exactly, bro. You couldn't even get Mike Conley.
who was waived.
Who's-
like that's kind of ridiculous.
Rockets, don't get me started. Like they're idiots.
But I wonder what their actual contract situation is. Maybe
Oh no, they are spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
because I think if you're in the second apron, you can't sign anyone during this period of time or whatever. So they might, I don't know, but
Either way, they could have moved.
They could have moved something, yeah.
They could have moved like a Dorian Finney-Smith, who's been bad this
Been
season,
bad.
Yeah.
and making a good amount of money. Like, there's so many things they could have done.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's get into.
Let's get into New York.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's get into New York.
GTA 5. You picked 5 as his number. Jose Alvarado to the Knicks. Liam, how do you feel?
said it before, doesn't really move me in any direction. I think he's a solid player, really good on defense. He has some offense to his game. He could come off the bench for us, but he's not bringing us over the top. He's not changing a series for us. I think I don't know.
I completely disagree with the fact about changing a series.
Disagree with
This
that.
is a hustle guy, man.
Hustle guy.
This puts so much pressure off of Jalen Brunson coming
It
in
does?
off the
It
bench.
does.
Yeah, a defensive guard, so you can go to another guy like OG or Cat. He can facilitate. He plays defense. This is exactly what the Knicks needed: guard depth, and they got it.
Guard depth that can play defense.
Yes.
That is exactly what you needed. You didn't at that point in time, you didn't have a single guard that played
Deuce
defense.
McBride.
Like at like the point guard position, like
Doesn't facilitate like Jose, but
was
he
it
can
really-
run a point guard.
Like what you had like Brunson and Tyler Kolek running.
Tyler Kolek? Yeah. How did I forget about Tyler Kolek?
He's been slumping a lot.
Them
But
making this
nonetheless.
move shows that Tyler Kolek is not like a crucial part of this team.
I don't know. To me,
True.
it doesn't
But
move me.
nonetheless, like the biggest problem going to for the Knicks at that moment was defense, right? Obviously, their defense has been lacking a lot this season, and obviously their offense has been really good. And to get a player like Jose Alvarado was a big step in that defensive mind. He's a defensive guy. He is a hustle guy, and that is exactly what you needed.
And he's from New York.
And he's from New York, Puerto Rico.
He fits
Shout
the
out my
culture.
guy. Like
He does for
I'm
the culture. He does.
Yeah, I'm a root for my Puerto Ricos. My Puerto Ricans out there. Shout out him. So like, hey, I'm a little biased, but hey, I am also like a big Alvarado guy. Like I like him.
I think he's going to be an instant fan favorite
Oh, for sure.
as soon as he checks into the game.
Someone who's very energetic, very loud, and that's exactly what the Knicks fans love.
I mean, we got a good deal.
Feed off MSG, man.
And as Liam said before, a lot of tight jeans coming soon. A lot of tight jeans.
Puerto Rican and Dominicans on the team.
Like this is a New York team right here, man.
Oh yeah.
The bodega gonna go crazy now, man. Oh my god.
MSG is not called MSG. It's called the Bodega.
The bodega. You know what I'm saying? Yo, y'all gotta clip that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, shout out the Knicks, man.
I think
And-
they got a good deal from him, but it doesn't. I don't think. But yeah, whatever. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna hate on Jose.
Dude, they got
Alvarado.
freaking they got rid of Yabusele. Like this is not bad. Like
Did we really
Yabusele.
get rid of Yabusele?
Y'all did get rid
Yeah,
of Yabusele.
he's gone.
He was in the trade.
No, I don't
they
think he
got
was in that trade
He was
specifically.
in a different trade that got him shipped off.
Okay, where's he at now?
Wasn't the trade Jose Alvarado for Dalen Terry in 2 seconds?
It
or
was
something?
Dalen Terry, yeah, and then
Yeah.
they traded Dalen Terry for somebody else. Right?
Yeah.
But nonetheless, yeah, Knicks got
Dang,
Dalen Terry,
man.
and then they traded for Alvarado. But yeah,
You're really
No.
going to sit over there sad about getting rid of Yabusele?
Oh my gosh,
Don't-
man!
don't get me started.
Look at these haters right here. Look at these haters. I like players for who they are, not necessarily the production they give. Okay, I like Yabusele. Okay, I like his character. I liked him with the Sixers. I liked him with France. I just like the guy. It's sad to see him go. All right, sue me.
You don't think he was bad on the Knicks?
He was bad on the Knicks, but I liked him.
Yabusele.
Sometimes your player is bad, but you like him.
Yabusele.
What's wrong with that?
Yabusele was trash with the Knicks.
He barely even played.
He's not an NBA player.
Yeah, he's not.
He's like a worse Grant Williams. That's what he is.
He is.
That's fair, but first off, I want him to be able to get his health care. That's one thing that he talked about. I really hope that happens for him. And
That is true. I would like to see that.
Of course, I think everyone's unanimous on that.
and he was really valuable for that France team. And I watched a lot of France games, so that's why I like the guy.
It's fair. That's fair.
A little recency bias doesn't hurt. Let's get into two more and then we'll wrap up. Let's get into the OKC Thunder getting
Jared
Presti
McCain.
does it again.
Sam Presti, man.
Presti does it again.
He just gets
Whatever
his
he
job
wants.
done.
Yeah, basically.
He's
There's
I
a
mean,
gap. He fills it, man. This is ridiculous.
Hey yo,
All right.
he feels what? All right. Nonetheless, good trade. I think it's a good trade.
Great trade, man.
It's a great trade. Jared McCain fills my gap any day of the week. I'd love him on my team.
He does what?
He does what?
He's a great player. No, but seriously, this does not hurt the Thunder whatsoever. Great shooter, good facilitator, good ball handler. It's always good to have another ball handler on your team.
He's solid on defense as well.
can't.
Nah, but like I do like Jared McCain, and like, hey, you gave up a Rockets first and 3 seconds?
Yeah.
Like, you weren't giving up much to get him. And
You saw what
obviously,
Daryl Morey said, right?
there was recent reports by Daryl Morey saying that they were selling high on Jared McCain, and honestly, I think that those comments were in poor taste.
100%. I think it's completely unprofessional to talk about a guy that you just drafted last year and before he got hurt was playing at a rookie of the year level.
Yeah. Like, obviously, he got injured halfway through the season, playing, like you said, at a rookie of the year level, and he was really good. And obviously, he was a great shooter for the Sixers. And to have those comments about him was extremely ridiculous, for my opinion. Like, it was completely unnecessary, not a good look for Daryl Morey. And the Thunder win again. They win again with this trade.
No.
So
but I also think like Jared McCain, in order for him to reach his full potential, he did need to leave the Sixers just because there's a very talented guard team, and he wasn't getting the looks and the touches really that he needs to be the impactful player that he can be. And OKC, they had a gap in which their shooting has kind of been exposed in the past couple months. They go out and get a 40% guy who has so much potential in Jared McCain, who fits their culture, I think, to a T, honestly. And, the Sixers were able to get picks in return. Obviously, Sixers aren't in rebuild mode, but picks never hurt. So I think this was honestly a win-win for both teams because Jared McCain there wasn't a place for him in Philly when you look at the addition of VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey being Tyrese Maxey. So, yeah.
Yeah, I give this trade for the Thunder roughly like a B plus, close to an A minus. For the Sixers, I give it a solid B.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Because no like massive needle movers, but Sixers were able to get really give Jared McCain a chance in OKC versus what he was getting with the Sixers, and they were able to get picks. OKC has a ton of picks.
Got the exact plug-in guy that you needed.
Exact plug-in guys you needed.
Now, let me ask you guys something. Do you think the Thunder did enough during the trade deadline? A team that is somewhat regressed?
That's the question.
Obviously, they're
right?
playing great ball still.
Yeah.
But do they look like that true contender like we've seen in the beginning of the year and obviously last year?
Definitely not like we saw in the beginning of the year.
Obviously, the level that we were seeing in the beginning of the year was like historic levels. Yet, I'm still fine with where they're at. I think not doing that many, like, just because it's the trade deadline doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do a significant amount of things to do, like a significant amount of trades. And like, I look at a team like the San Antonio Spurs that recently spanked the OKC Thunder, but for
the fourth time, which is insane
out of 5 games. But nonetheless, it was like, obviously the Spurs didn't make any trades throughout this entire regular season, and still playing really great. And I don't necessarily think that making trades makes your team better or worse. So doing just a singular trade with Jared McCain and you still being at the top of the standings still bodes me to say that you're still contenders and you're still on the trajectory to still be in the finals and possibly more. So at this point, I'm not mad at it.
I know a lot of people in the media were like looking to OKC to see if they were going to make a big move because of their recent struggles. I'm always a guy like, yo, stick with your guys for a whole year. Let the chemistry really develop, even though they've been together for 3 years now. I like the move just to get McCain and not to shift anything too much, right? We're talking about recent struggles that we've seen from this team, but we have almost a year and a half footage or film on this team showing that, they could win games even though they've had these shooting struggles. So, I'm comfortable with the lack of moves OKC has made. this offseason. And, you know, same goes for the Spurs, or sorry, this just trade deadline. And same goes for the Spurs, right? They're in a much longer process. It's not just about this year for them. They really have to get these guys playing together, really build this chemistry, see where they're at by the end of this season, and I think make the adjustments from there. So, yeah, I was comfortable with those teams not making crazy moves this offseason.
Yeah, for sure.
Or this trade deadline, excuse me.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
I was surprised to see the Pistons not doing as much. I mean, there was so much talk about this team bringing in like that win now piece.
Because you still look at them and you feel like
Underwhelmed.
you feel like
On
they're
paper.
you feel like they're a piece away.
100%.
You look at them and they're playing great. Don't get me wrong, but on paper they're just not a championship talented or lineup team, right? And that, you know what, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they go out and win the championship this year, but they still feel like they're a piece away. Maybe that's going to happen this offseason because it didn't happen at this trade deadline.
Yeah, I mean, they picked up two players like Kevin Herter.
Kevin Herter bringing in a
Dario
shooter doesn't
Saric.
hurt.
Always
Having a good
helps.
shooting year. I
Yeah.
think like 44%
Yeah,
from three.
He's an unbelievable shooter.
I will say, like, I mean, this Detroit Pistons team is extremely well rounded, but like you said, there seems to be something off. I don't know what it is. I mean, trust me, playing fantastic ball right now. They're rolling right now, and I think they're playing great. But I don't know. They just seem to be a team that's just like one piece off.
I think they need another bucket getter. Like they need another bucket getter that can really. I don't want to say match Cade because he's, you know, a super talented guy, but someone who can be one step up from Jalen Duren, one step down from Cade. Like they had that. It's a really dangerous team you're looking at.
Well, there's a guy that's available right now who just got waived. Cam Thomas. Do you think that would be a good piece for the Pistons to bring in?
No. No.
I'm not going to speak. I'm not going to.
No, he's not good. He's just not good. He's not worth your trouble. Stay far away from Cam Thomas.
We've had this conversation on the podcast before, and the only, I don't want to say hope, bro. The guy's obviously talented. He's an NBA player, but if he wants to be on a winning team, he's got to come off the bench. I don't see him starting. He needs too many touches for him to get going. Like, if he's coming off the bench and he's your second spark, that makes more sense to me.
First off,
What?
Cam Thomas and championship team don't go together. That doesn't make sense. He's not a championship level kind of player. All right, he's just not for any team. He was coming off the bench for the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, he's not good. I don't care where he goes. Cam Thomas and championship team is unthinkable. He's closer to a Chicago Bull than being on a roster for a championship team. All right.
You know, it kind of reminds me of Cam Thomas. And I'm not gonna lie, I did see something about this too. Dion Waiters.
Yeah.
saw that too.
Yeah.
I saw that
Yeah.
too. I was
That
like,
is exactly
oh,
what he
no.
is.
Yeah, just a heat check guy. Could obviously get going offensively. He is a microwave when he's hot, but
But he's worse.
he doesn't bring you anything else. And his overall attitude too was a huge issue in Brooklyn the past few
Sucks.
seasons. Huge. After a big game winner, they showed a clip of him not celebrating with the team and just walking back to the locker room. That is something, as an NBA franchise, you do not want and will not bring in.
But they say
Absolutely
he
not.
has that Kawhi personality though.
I don't give a damn.
Like, he doesn't smile at all ever.
Yeah.
What,
and-
what's there to be happy about?
When you're in Brooklyn,
You were
Not much.
coming off the bench for the Brooklyn Nets.
look, I'm not gonna ridicule you. Cam, if you ever need a gym to train at, hit me up. Okay, I'll find you a gym. All right.
You know how long you're gonna have to need time in that gym? you're gonna spend a lot of time in the gym. Let me tell you that much. A lot of time in the gym. 'Cause it ain't
You
gonna
got
be on,
this, Cam.
It ain't gonna be on the court.
Let's make that shot selection a little better and
All right, come on, bro. You're not Steph Curry out there, bro. Get a little closer to the bucket. Like, come on. What are we doing? But that's my Cam Thomas brand. I ain't going
Yeah.
very long. I've already
we know his
spoken.
feelings on Cam.
Yeah, bro, he sucks. All right, one last trade to top it all off, because like we'll be wrapping up a little bit, but just a good feel kind of trade. the Toronto Raptors picked up Chris Paul.
I love this move. I love it. I think this is the perfect spot for Chris Paul. Coming into a team that has playoff aspirations, that obviously does not need to rely on CP3 whatsoever, but a guy who can come into a locker room and coach these young players up and just be there for his team. I think this is the perfect role for Chris Paul in his last season in the NBA.
Yeah, for your last season, being on a Toronto Raptors team, especially the one that has a bunch of young players and high aspirations, this is perfect for you, man. Like, you were previously on an old, expiring Clippers team that really didn't give a damn about you.
Clearly.
Which is ridiculous.
Which was absolutely ridiculous. But now you're going on a young team, has championship aspirations, and could really use a guy like CP3. We're not going to act like CP3 is no bum. Like, he's still one of the greatest point guards of all time, and not giving up much for him. Like, you might as well pick up a player like CP3, and why not? He's going to give you a bunch of
CP3 is not
assets.
playing for the Toronto Raptors.
No,
he's not. But
He's not.
hey,
He wasn't even reported to go. They said that he didn't even have to go to Toronto. He's not going to be on the team.
regardless.
Yeah. Toronto said you don't have to come. It was just like, it was trading for, it was a contract situation.
He's not going to play?
No. He's probably going to get waived. Yeah. They told CP3 during the trade, they said, you don't have to come to Toronto.
Okay, then
Yeah.
Then everything we just said is
I
complete
know. That's
nonsense.
why I was looking at y'all weird because I was like, yeah, you must.
You were
have not
trying to
seen
get
the
a word
report.
in, and we were just not.
I was like, I guess they didn't see the report. Yeah, he's not reporting to Toronto, but it would have been a nice spot. I really hope he gets waived, and I would love to see the Pelicans pick him up. New Orleans, where he started his career, I think that would be great. The Hornets, I think having a mature guy like CP3 in that locker room, I think would be great. Even Houston, like maybe not Houston because they're in win now mode and he can be a controversial in the locker room, but we need to see him. We have to see him for one more game at least.
I need to see my guy.
Like, come on.
Like, we can't let him retire.
This is CP3
like this.
we're talking about. This is one of the all-time great point guards.
Yeah, we can't let him retire like this. Like he put in too much to the game for us to see him go out like
I
this.
know it's
Like he's an NBA legend at the end of the day. He's an NBA legend. And you can't disrespect the guy.
I was
like
hoping
that.
for him to have a certain end of career like a Jason Kidd, who was sort of a part of every team he was on toward the end of his career. But
I remember him on the
Even with
Knicks,
the
man,
Knicks.
when he was shooting lights out, bro, at the Garden. Jason Kidd.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he won a championship and he wasn't even like.
He was crucial to that
yeah,
championship.
it was.
All right.
He was crucial. Come on.
Okay, so okay, all right. I'm not gonna argue. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I know.
What is crucial to you then? I'll argue. What's crucial to you?
Being the main facilitator on that team,
Did he even start on that team?
he did start on that team.
What was their starting lineup? Jason Kidd, Jason Terry.
Yep. Dirk. So it was Jason Kidd, Jason Terry, Sean Marion, Dirk, Tyson Chandler.
Wow.
Jason
I'm
Kidd
a gangsta. I know that show.
Jason Kidd on the Mavs specifically averaged 10 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds on 40% from the 3-point line.
40%, man.
It's pretty good to me. But I think this is a good spot to wrap up.
Yeah.
That was really good. Anything you got to say?
Good episode of Run the Tape. Like, comment, subscribe. Our boy, what's his name?
Kyle.
Not
Yeah.
Kyle, but yes, Kyle. But who's the other guy? The DJ.
I don't even remember. We
Big
got
Nasty
a
or
like on our Instagram from
From
a DJ.
DJ something, man.
One sec. It's
I was trying to remember. It's like Mike, DJ Mike,
Mike Nasty or something?
Mike Nasty.
yeah, DJ Mike Nasty.
DJ Mike Nasty. We appreciate the like, man. Like, comment, subscribe, repost on Instagram. And that's going to do it for another episode of Run the Tape.
Let's run the tape, baby.
Yep.